that I work, it's very stressful. When I get home, I have to unbuckle, release, relinquish, whatever you want to call it. I work in customer service and I give it my all every day. And it's just, today I had a guy come in. He is probably in his 80s, 70s, 80s. And he seemed to be quite healthy for his age. And his wife, I don't know where or how we got started on this, but he was sharing with me a lot. He started talking about his wife and how he lost her about 6 years ago. And he started talking about cooking and making meals and how he would always go out to eat. So they would eat out 3 times a day, or 4 if they were going out for Baskin Robbins. And so, I love Baskin Robbins. I mean, who doesn't love ice cream? I mean, everybody loves ice cream. Not everybody can eat it. Safely. Look at Bailey. But it's like, he was sharing with me how, they made friends with the people that they, had their meals with. Meaning where they went to go eat. And I'm sure they had a schedule where they wanted to go eat that week, or, they had their regulars. And obviously they had their regular servers, because he said that 2 of the servers that they knew that he still talks to this day. Like, his wife is passed, and he still talks to these servers and they exchange gifts. And this went on for however long they were married. Gosh, it could have been many, many years. And obviously they've grown together in relationships, and so they have a real connection to their servers because they were regulars, right? And so that really resonated with me, because I'm in customer service. So I'm sitting here thinking, gosh, I give it my all every day. I have never had a regular send me Christmas gifts or check in on me or take me to the hospital or come to my home. I mean, all these things he was telling me. And then how he had him and his wife every year would make pies. And he said the last year they made pies. They made 48 pies. Okay, I understand if that's your business. But no, this wasn't a business. This was their community, their loved ones, And I found that fascinating, how you don't get that. Bailey, stop now. You really don't get that anywhere. You really don't. And I find myself in a place where I'm just like that. Like, I am of that nature to be and be a part of and want to serve, because obviously I'm serving. That's my job. So I'm fascinated with this. And I would, oh, what happened to my phone? I would really like to, um, investigate this more down here, because Bailey is just in it right now. She's like anxious and she wants my attention, and I know that she's just a little devil. She is, okay? And she's trying to distract me from something. I was on a path, and she doesn't like it, because I surpass her. Stop. And it's fascinating to me that even dogs get jealous. Like, she's jealous of a phone. Really, Bailey. So, but that's something in me that, in my relationships, that's something I remember as a child having with the small school that I went to, because I went to a parochial school. I remember those close-knit type of relationships. And that's what I always needed, or, that's what it always came back to for me. Wanting that kind of like attention, love, and acceptance. And an emotional attachment. Not just going through the motions, which I grew up with a family that were very unemotional. So it was harder for them to align with me and my higher vibes, and my emotional level. Because you ask anybody, they knew I was emotional. Right, Bailey? As a child, I cried a lot. I was very emotional. And I was very emotional because there were a lot of people who weren't able to, be emotional. And I picked up on that as a sensitive person and would take on their emotions for them. And I would transmute them and, turn them into happiness and turn them into a joke. Or I'm a real good under pressure sometimes. I say the funniest shit. You ask any of my friends, if they're honest. I mean, I don't have any friends now, but any of my olden days, I was always quick-witted, just funny. And I hope people will start, really being honest these days, because it is time. Just be honest. If I ever, encouraged you in some way that you were like, holy shit, she's better than me. Or like, she's making me look bad. I know I had that effect on people. And it wasn't on purpose. It's just I'm a high achiever, I just want to do better. And I find it fascinating how you don't. Like, so many people don't. You don't want to do better. And it just fascinates me. And Bailey. Both of us. Like, why? Don't you? Isn't she sweet? Precious little baby girl. Yes, you are. Aww. But yeah, and this gentleman at work today, he just had a simple return. But we carried on a conversation for quite some time. I didn't want to rush him. He obviously was having a moment. And it was therapeutic for me too. So this brings me to another thing. It just kind of irks me. Just listen. Just listen. Customer service reps, we're people. We're people just like you, you know? And when you take it out on us, that makes us have a bad day. And guess what the next person's gonna get? You know? They're gonna get your bad attitude. Because that's what you implanted on them. When you got angry about having to print a label for your return that you're not having to pay the ship on. It just fascinates me. Really does. Right, Bailey? You know, it's just a freaking return. And if you would have just read the instructions, it's like you would have known. But you just don't. And then you take it out on that person that has absolutely nothing to do with your return, only because they're on the receiving end. We have nothing to do with Amazon returns. We're just accepting them on their behalf. I hope you know that. We don't get paid much for doing that. We don't. But you all are, no, I shouldn't say all. Because there are some really good ones like the one today. But it's not just our store, it's everywhere. Kohl's, the grocery store, the gas station attendant, Walmart, Target. I mean, everywhere you go that you need assistance, you're not going to have us anymore. You're not going to get us. You're going to get an AI robot. I hope you know this. You got to understand that's going to happen. And there goes that personal connection that you used to have. And everybody's going to turn into just blah. Not being honest or real or open. And not building relationships with your servers, which was shocking to me. Right, Bailey? She's like, yeah, mama. So I hope you take it to heart. Hey, we're all just customer service reps, building relationships and trying to make it just like you. Right? I'm not just accepting the package. There's no reason to get upset about it. Okay? And there's no reason to raise your voice or get angry or call your customer service rep a bad name or be racist. There's absolutely no reason for it anymore. Oh, baby girl.